All right, it is time to close out week 14 and look at week 15. And we, my friends, as I've been saying, are on a downhill slide. So I had you last classwork, or actually, sorry, future classwork, week 16, look at this current semester topics, current semester calendar. And so, because as I've said before, and I want to say it again, is some of the videos you've watched up into this time was from a previous semester. And I've always said, make sure you check the calendar. So again, the calendar, I have it in a new tab. And so we are moving into the Thanksgiving week, which means that we have items that won't be due on our normal Thursday night, Friday morning schedule, but will be moved to the Monday. But this is also the week, during this week, we start to see a decrease in the number of items. So I know it may not feel like it until you hit the week after, but it is happening. It's only stacked up because of the holiday. So normally you have two due here, so it's actually one, and then this is the hangover one. But again, just keep that in mind. And so always make sure you understand the end of the semester. But what I really want to focus on today is the Access Lab test. So for those of you that are working on Macs, I've said this before, so I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to pull open the item because it is so important to understand. Let's see, where can I do that? Lab test right here. So in this case, I've given a video that shows you how to get Microsoft Access, but you can also acquire it, and I say get, but acquire it out of the FCC email program as well. But I did sign everyone up for this program. So this is really pertaining to both Mac and Windows. So if you're on Mac, you have to do this because you can't run Access on Macs. So you have to run what's called a virtual machine so that you can run Access. So the other option is obviously going to find either on campus or at a friend's house if they have a Windows computer and if they have Access already loaded. If not, you could load it on there as well. So I'm just giving you the heads up now because if you're waiting to the last minute on this one, and this one is due after we get back from holiday, this one, if you're on a Mac, is going to pose a few more challenges for you to jump over. But as with the other lab tests, you do have a video. It doesn't help you completely through it, okay? But it does help you with a lot of it. So definitely take the time to watch that. And I will say, because I've had a couple of folks already attempt the lab test here, is that one thing that can throw you, and it was covered in the chapter items for my IT lab, but is if you just type access PMT, which is the payment function, and you can even look at examples. There is wonderful videos out there, right? So you can look at any of, now that's an Excel one. It's similar but not exactly the same, but so you want to know how to do a payment, and like this is the idea of you're buying, let's say, a car or a house. You have so much interest, you have your payments, you have several things that go into the payment function. So understanding, and here's an example. Let's see if I haven't looked at this one, so just looking at it. So this gives you all the different inputs that you have to provide, and then it shows you actually how you, this is not the best example because there's actually a function to do this to where you just provide all these, like right here. So you just have to know how to determine these things. But again, Google is your friend, man. There's a lot of great, and I bet you this video, which I think is one I may have used before, actually walks you through exactly how to do a payment. So the reason I'm bringing this up is to remind you, because on this one I believe the video ends before he actually talks about, or before you need to do the payment. So make sure you're helping yourself, and again, go back and look at the output or the step-by-step instruction, or actually go through either the training or the exam to see, because they walk you through exactly how to do that. Okay, so again, I'm giving you the heads up that we have a lab test coming up. It's our last one. You might need to do a little extra work depending on which kind of computer you're running. And and that is due, it's actually the week after Thanksgiving. So, but it's like kind of our last big item except for the final, which is also available in my IT lab. But the only thing I have left to do, I did week 16 classwork as week 17. So before I head out for Thanksgiving, and I've mentioned this before, I will have the week 17 done, which means you have everything you need to complete this class. And, well, you know, again, I've said some people finish early, some people wait until the last minute. The downside of waiting until the last minute is you and I don't have as much time if you have questions or if you're trying to get to a specific grade. Because remember, at this point, you can submit anything that you've missed for late grading. You can get those points back by doing the late points removed, but that opportunity ends the night of the 12th. Okay, December 12th. So no work done on the 13th, and then the semester ends here, and I will post grades. So if you're asking me questions here, it's not going to be the kind of answer you want to hear. All right, last thing I'll say is that I am teaching an online class next semester, 9 weeks for CIT82, which is Introduction to Web Development. So if you liked the coding stuff, we're actually going to teach you the fundamentals for HTML, CSS, and really the ideas around what understanding the web and the technologies that affect pretty much everything that we're touching these days. So if you're interested in that class, it's online. 9 weeks, so it's a 3-unit class. So if you have any questions, reach out to me through Canvas, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. All right, have a great and wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you get to spend some wonderful time with your families, or just outdoors, or, you know, and sending much needed prayers to the people of California that have been devastated by these fires and that are displaced, both the humans and the animals and the land and the air. So let's all hold in our hearts and our minds, and send them positive energy. All right, have a great holiday. I'll talk to you after.